Hello everyone, Nadia Gerwa here, single mom of 8-year-old triplets and a 6-year-old. So follow me on all the platforms on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and of course Patreon, the one where I'm going to be posting my exclusive content. But today, what I'm going to be, my topic for today, right, is my topic for today is about what to do, right, when someone doesn't love you the way you love them. I had a very lengthy video on this Facebook Live, and I talked about it. So, and usually when I talk about, it's about my experiences, and what I've been through. So, I met this one person over a year ago on Facebook. And when I first met him, I was like, iffy. Like, I don't know if this could be the guy for me. We'll see. I mean, I think maybe we could be friends. I was attracted to him a little bit, but not like over the top. So then he says to me, yeah, I'm going to see you again. And I said, okay. He says, we're going to go dancing. And I said, all right. And actually, he did. I think he saw me 2 weeks after that. We went dancing, we had drinks, we had dinner, we went dancing, we did what we did. And at that point, I was hooked. I was hooked on him. It's like, oh my gosh, this guy's like so amazing. I could see myself like, with him. And I mean, he was from the Bronx, New York. I'm in Stamford. And I could see myself, with him. Crazy about him. It's like, this is the guy. Like, I just liked him. I liked his personality. I liked how driven he was, how outgoing, how funny, the way he smelled, the way he looked. I liked everything. I know that in my head, I went a little too like crazy. I went a little too crazy at the beginning. I should have slowed it down, not like let myself get so wrapped up into it quickly. And of course, I believed like everything he would say to me, everything. So I said to him, look, I want to see you again. Like, I could see myself with him. I actually could have married him. I seriously could have married him. Like, that's how much I was like over my head. I liked him. The thing with him was that he didn't want what I wanted. He kept telling me, you're going too quick. We need to slow it down. And I really wasn't. I wasn't. I'm going to tell you where I was wrong, and then I'm always going to tell you where I was right. And in that area, I was right. I wasn't going too quick. I wanted to see him a few times a week, maybe twice a week, the most 3, because, I liked him, and I wanted to get to know him, and I wanted to be with him. It's not like I was asking to see him every day of the week either. It's just, a few times a week, weekends, a day out of the week, stuff like that. So he's like, no. He goes, we need to slow it down. He goes, it's too quick. And I was like, but I said, and I was like distraught over it. I was really distraught because he kept like giving me little bits. Like, he kept giving me false hope. And I kept holding on to it. Like, I kept holding on to it. And I kept like just taking from him the little bits that he was willing to give. And like, he caused me so much heartache. So much heartache. He made me cry so much. I had so much anxiety. I had depression at the time. It made it worse. And I lost my head. I lost my head for a bit. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about him. I couldn't function. Like, all I wanted was to hear from him. Like, it was like the more he pulled away from me, the more like I wanted to grab on to him. So I really lost myself. But everything, of course, has a tipping point, right? And I got to the point where I was like, you know what, this is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. This guy is never, and he kept letting me down. He kept letting me down along the way. I was saying to myself, this guy is never gonna give me what I want. Never. And I knew it. But I kept wanting to believe that at some point he would, because I was in my head. I had this fantasy of like, that we were gonna be together forever. I was gonna marry him. We were gonna grow a business together. I don't know if there were gonna be the kids and dream, but I had it like all painted already out. And it really like it spun me like in different directions, and I was distraught. I was heartbroken over it. I cried a lot. I talked to my therapist quite a bit, and he kept like, um, bringing me back to reality. My therapist, like, he kept putting things into perspective for me. He kept saying, look, if this guy's causing you so much pain, if it's not going as you want, and he goes, you don't have to settle. Don't settle, because if he really wants to be with you, he's gonna make it happen. He goes, just let him go, cut him loose. But that, of course, is easier, said than done. It really is. I was like, I couldn't picture my life without him. Couldn't, and it took me a really long time. But I'm gonna tell you, right? If someone doesn't want to be with you, if someone doesn't love you, right, the way that you love them, let them go. Walk away. Keep moving. Keep it going. Basically, I'm serious. Keep it moving. Why waste your time with someone who doesn't feel the way you feel about them? Like I've said before in some of my videos, right? I'm never, ever, ever, right? I'm never going to force anyone to be with me that doesn't want to be with me. I'm never going to beg. I'm not going to plead. I'm not going to get on my knees and cry and say, please be with me. That's beyond me. I mean, that's just that's never going to happen. I mean, I have dignity as a woman, and I value myself, and I know what I'm worth, and that's definitely not something worthy to me to beg a guy to be with me. I can't chain him to me. I would love to, because then I can get them to do whatever I want. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, I can laugh about it now because I'm actually emotionally feeling at my best. But at that time, it was awful. It set me in such a bad, it put me in such a bad place, in such a bad life. But I would tell him, I would say to him, look, I go, we want different things, and I respect it. I get it. I get that, you want different things, but I said, it's not what I want. It's not what I want. I go, it's not a match, and because it's not, I'm walking away. And he'd be like, no, don't leave me. And that would time me, ring me back in. He's like, no, I really want to be with you. But you know what the thing is here? That it's proven time and time again, right? Is that you don't go by what people say. You really don't. You go, because they can tell you everything that you want to hear, and it's like music to your ears, really. But what you go by is what they do. It's what they do. So if they say, I'm going to call you, and they don't call, if they say, I'm going to text you, and they don't, if they say, we're going to meet a certain day, and they forget, or they just never make it happen, so it's their actions. It's their actions. And it's not just their actions with a romantic relationship, but it's with everything. Professional relationship, business relationship, work relationship, romantic relationship. It's what they do, not what they say. How consistent are they in following up with what they told you they would do? That to me is gold. That's gold. So once they start slipping, one time, okay, it's forgiven, but once I see a pattern, then we're done. That's it. Because I'm not that type of person. I'm the type of person that okay, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If I say I'm going to meet with you, I'm there. If I can't, then trust me, you're going to know. And that's the kind of people that I ride with. That's the kind of people that, I associate with. So he just wasn't following through. He was giving me all these promises and not following through with it. And it was spinning me in a bad place. So I let him go. I let him go several times. I met him through Facebook, and I kept deleting him. And he kept coming back. And I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to block him. This is ridiculous. I can't, he's not going to have that kind of control over my life anymore. So the message here, right, is that you teach people how to treat you, basically. You teach them how to treat you. If you allow them to give you the little bits, if you don't set certain standards and live by them, then you're going to get less than what you want. If you let them just give you whatever they want, treat you the way that they like, be a certain way with you, then expect that all the time, because you taught them that. You didn't say from the beginning, you know what, we're not a match. I just don't, what you want is not what I want. Basically, I believe he didn't want a commitment. I believe that he liked his life the way it was, having fun. He probably wanted to see me like on a, very limited basis, like just here and there to have fun, to go out dancing, have sex, and that's it. Not be tied down to someone, and that's okay. But just don't lie to me about it. Don't tell me that you want me in your life, that you can't see. That's where like I have a big problem with it. I respect you more when you're upfront. When you say to me, you know what, I just don't want a commitment, but we can have fun. We can dance. We can go out to eat. We can have dinner. We can hang out. But I don't want a commitment. And if I'm okay with that, then we're in the same level. But if I want something with you, but you don't, but you keep lying to me about it, that's a major issue. I can't. That's not cool with me at all. If someone doesn't love you, right, the way that you should be loved, you have to walk away. And the quicker you walk away, the better you off in the long run. The sooner you will recover. And who knows, you could meet the person eventually that's right for you, or you could be single for a while and say, you know what, this is cool. I'm okay with being single and just doing my thing and leading my life and having fun and waiting until the right person, comes along. Don't ever beg them. Don't beg them. Don't beg them. Don't plead with them. Don't get on your knees. Don't get desperate. Don't ask them why they don't want to be with you. I mean, they have their reasons. I honestly could care less why he doesn't want to be with me now. I don't care. I mean, do I still think about him? I do. Here and there, I do. But is it like consuming me all the time? Not anymore, because I know. I mean, I know that if he really wanted to be with me, he would make it happen. Period. He would make it happen. He'd be like, this is the woman for me. I can't see her with someone else. I don't want to picture her with someone else. I want her all for me. So it wouldn't happen. But it's not happening. So that's the sign right there. Right there. Now, different, right? If you are, I'm just going to go into this for a couple of minutes. If different, like I was in a marriage, if you're in someone with a marriage, long-term relationship, and, they say, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm not in love with you anymore. That's different. That's a little different right here. That's where, you say, okay, you give each other space. Give each other space, or you go to counseling if the other person is willing to. If they're not willing to, then, you take care of yourself first. So you'll be okay emotionally and mentally. And you give yourself space. When he needs space, give it to him. Take all the time that you need, a couple of weeks, to figure it out. And you don't know, maybe the person might come back and say, you know what, I do want to be with you. I want to do counseling. Let's give this another try. Or they might say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. So when you're like, okay, so I guess we're done. We're done. Like I said, you can't force anyone to be with you. You just can't. You cannot force them to be with you. You cannot control them. You cannot make them be with you. You cannot plead with them. All you can do is accept their decision and keep it going, basically, and let them go. Let them go. You don't want to force someone to be with you when they don't want to. What fun is that? It's not. Nothing forced is good. It'll never work. It won't. At some point they'll be like, even if you might be able to reel them back in, but then they're going to be out again, or they're going to be cheating on you, or it's going to be worse. So trust me when I tell you, I know, because I've been